Chapter 10, When Technology and Humanity Cross. Technology developed through human behavior associated with survival in the course of evolution. The application of scientific knowledge or techniques and processes. Part 1, Advantages and Disadvantages of Modern Technology. First is improved communication, easy to access information in social network. History of communication, spoken word stories 5 to 7 million years ago, Morse code 1836, and typewriter in 1867, and online content communication, writing software, web technology, and social media connection in the year of 2011. B. Improve housing, lifestyle, and entertainment. Home activities equipments are automated and more versatile. C. Convenience in education. Education through online course, courses and other web-based seminars serve as avenues to reach almost every corner of the world. The convenience in traveling. There is ease of travel as technology allow easy access to merchandises and tourists to and from other countries with the help of modern day public transport system. Change in health industry. Change in the structure of medical field as it introduces more sophisticated equipment for diagnosis and treatment. Recent breakthroughs have allowed for the discovery and development of new treatment procedures such as the following. First one is the Trek style tricoder. It helps the doctors detect disease and collect vital information about the patient's condition. Next is interoperability between health system. It creates a workflow that allows to transfer of information between healthcare facilities. Robotic nurse helps nurses in lifting or moving patients around without the danger of causing injury. Artificial retinas uh, intended to replace the retina of individuals who lost their vision mainly as a result of retinal degenerative disease. Advanced prosthetic. Neural control is being used to move the prosthetic with a challenge of creating an interface that is compatible to our nervous system to prevent latency of movement. Remote patient monitoring. This is a portal device that aids in the monitoring of all health parameters to allow doctors to perform diagnosis even without visiting a clinic. Sixth advantage is the efficiency and productivity. New technologies provide different industries to increase production and reduce labor costs to meet the demand of the growing society. Seven advantage is creativity and innovation. This would also enable the business to operate while the owner is attending to other important activities. That's all.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Elia Garcia, and I will discuss the disadvantage of modern technology to our social being in this era. First disadvantage is job loss and human displacement. As technology conquer the world, we all know that we have that fear that technology advancement can replace human labor as a main workforce. So this is a possible shift in the economies that use human labor as a main workforce. According to the International Labor Organization, in 2016, five countries in the ASEAN region, namely Cambodia, Philippines, Vietnam, Thailand, and Indonesia, have studied and visualized the industrial and technology trends up to 2025. Some of the key findings are in the next 2 decades, high risk of employment displacement will be due to technology advancement. Another one is most of the leading industries with high potential of automating their service would include hotels and restaurants, wholesale and retail trade, and construction and manufacturing. Aside from the job lost and human displacement, we also have this advantage when it comes to the world destruction weapons. Because technology also further develop machineries and armaments that can cause massive death among countries at war. So, on the other hand, we also have this advantage when it comes to increased loneliness Because of technology, it develops physical social isolation, which is the absence of interactive relationship between family members and friends at the individual level. And the youth today have limited physical interaction with outside world since most of them are focused in their gadgets or mainly on their social technology. Lastly, we also have disadvantage when it comes to competency, wherein we usually depend on technology, most especially if we are lazy to think for something academically or non-academically. So this only means that it depends on modern tools and technology. This may be reduced human creativity and intelligence. And that's all. Thank you.
Hello, good day everyone. My name is Karen Kelly Gatpayat and I'm going to report about the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Under that Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the state shall strive to promote and secure the universal and effective recognition of these rights through teaching and providing education. It means that Universal Declaration includes civil and political rights. So in overall, this declares that human rights are universal. It is to be enjoyed by people no matter what we are or where we are. The following are the abbreviated Declaration of Human Rights. Article 1. Right to equality. All human beings are born equal and free. Article 2. Freedom from discrimination. It means that everyone is entitled to all the rights and freedoms without distinction of any kind, such as yung sa race, color, sex, language, religion, political, and a lot more. Article 3. Right to life, liberty, personal, and security. It means that it guarantees our legal rights, which protect our personal autonomy and bodily integrity from laws or actions by the government that violate those rights. Article 4. Freedom from slavery. It means that no one has the right to make us a slave and we cannot make anyone our slave. Article 5. Freedom from torture and degrading treatment. It means that a person must not be subjected to any torture or they can be treated or punished in cruelty or inhuman or degrading way. Article 6. Right to recognition as a person before the law. It means that every person is equal before the law and we are entitled to the equal protection of the law without discrimination. Article 7. Right equality before the law. All people must be equally protected by the law. Next, Article 8. Right to remedy by competent tribunal. It means that if you have rights under the law that are violated, you should have the right to appeal to a court. Article 9. Freedom from arbitrary arrest and exile. So it means that no one shall be deprived of his liberty except on such grounds and in accordance with such procedure as are established by law. Anyone who is arrested shall be informed at the time of arrest or of the reasons for his arrest and shall be promptly informed of any charges against him. Article 10. Right to fair public hearing. It is sometimes known as the right to trial, which means everyone is entitled in full equality to be a fair and public hearing by an independent and impartial tribunal in the determination of his rights and obligations and of any criminal charge against him. Article 11. Right to be considered innocent until proven guilty. This means that considering someone accused of a crime to be innocent until he or she is proven to be guilty in a court of law. Article 12. Freedom from interference with privacy, family, home, and correspondence. So, this right protects private information, including access to the personal information and to have that information confidential. Article 13. Right to free movement in and out of the country. This means that the right to travel is a human rights concept encompassing the right of individuals to travel from place to place within the territory of a country or to leave the country and return to its origin of country. Next, Article 14. Right to asylum in other countries from persecutions. So this means that a person persecuted by one's own country may be protected by other sovereign authority or the other sovereign country. Next, Article 15. Right to a nationality and the freedom to change it. So it implies that we have the right of each individual to acquire, change, and retain a nationality. Article 16. Right to marriage and family. Men and women of full age, without any limitation due to race, nationality, or religion, have the right to marry and to found a family. Article 17, right to own property. So this means that property rights define the theoretical and legal ownership of resources and how they can be used. So these resources can be both tangible or intangible and can be owned by individuals, businesses, and governments. Article 18, freedom of belief and religion. So all the persons have the right to think freely and to entertain ideas and hold positions based on consciousness or religious or other beliefs. Article 19, freedom of opinion and information. Everyone shall have the right to hold opinions without interference, and everyone shall have the right to express their opinions either in orally, in writing, or in the form of art, or through any other media of his choice. Article 20, right to peaceful assembly and association. This is the right to gather publicly or privately and collectively express, promote, pursue, and defend common interests among those people. Article 21, right to participate in government and in free elections. So as an individual, you have to take part in the conduct of public affairs, which means we can vote and to be elected and to have access on general terms of equality to public service in our country. Article 22, right to social security. So this explains that everybody has right to social security in order to ensure a life with justice, equality, and dignity. Article 23, right to desirable work and to join trade unions. So everyone has the right to work, to free choice of employment, to just and be favorable conditions of work, and have the protection against unemployment, and to form and to join trade unions for the protections of his own interests. Article 24, right to rest and leisure. Everyone has the right to rest and leisure, including reasonable limitation of working hours and periodic holidays with pay. Article 25, right to adequate living standard. So everyone shall enjoy the necessary subsistence rights like adequate food and nutrition, clothing, housing, and the necessary conditions of care when required. Article 26, right to education. Education is not a privilege. It is a human right. So education as a human right means that there is a right to education which is legally guaranteed for all without any discrimination. Article 27, right to participate in the cultural life of community. So everyone has the right freely to participate in the cultural life of the community. They can be to enjoy the arts and to share in scientific advancement and its benefits. Article 28, right to a social order that articulates this document. It means that everyone is entitled to a social and international order in which rules and laws must be abided and those certain standards, values, and norms must be maintained. Article 29, community duties essential to free and full development. So we all have a duty to other people and we should also protect their rights and freedom. Article 30, freedom from state or personal interference in the above rights. So this means that no one can take away your human rights. Nothing in this declaration may be interpreted as implying for any state, group, or any person or any right to engage in activity or to perform any act aimed at the destruction of any of the rights and freedoms. That's all. Thank you.
Good day everyone, my name is Jessa Joel Digicana and I'm going to discuss to you the emerging technological ethical dilemma. To proceed, exploring the intellectual, ethical, and policy concerns that our society faces will help to foster scientific and technological progress for the greater benefit. So, new technology and advancement should not be the hindrance to everyone from practicing any of the rights enumerated in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. During the year of 2015 and 2016, the Raleigh Center for Science, Technology, and Values, held at the University of Notre Dame, presented portions about what it is considered to be evolving science and technology policy. So some of these are the following. First is imagery from the real-time satellite surveillance. So the cost of the purchasing new satellites has decreased due to technological breakthroughs, although they have also become smaller and more complicated. So these satellites were launched by several companies including Planet Low, Skybox Imaging, and Digital Globe to record all the states of the entire Earth in the real time or near real time. So satellite photographs are considered to be valuable in planning and solving humanitarian problems, solving crimes, and decreasing disaster risk because it views the event occurs in Earth. But if this data came into the hands of a potential leftist, they might clearly breach the privacy of human life. Second was the colonizing Mars and astronaut bioethics. So this project, in which NASA and Mars One, a commercial company, has partnered on a proposal to inhabit Mars. So Mars One intends to launch a robotic journey to Mars in 2018, followed by 4 humans in a one-way mission to Mars in 2025. So with the goal of establishing the first human community outside the Earth. This could be a critical juncture in humans' history. However, because of the obstacle and threats that the first people may face, it is vital to conduct a risk assessment before creating a colony. Third, a wearable technology. So businesses and organizations have created wearable technology to fit human behavior and activities. So these technologies are evolving and millennials are getting more interested in them. Wearable technology has a potential to improve education and health care, but its capability to uncover personal information about us could be a problem. Fourth, hacktivism and software sponsored by the government. Software is an unarmed force that uses hacktivism and cyber warfare to alter society's culture, values, and identities in order to achieve political goals. In addition to affecting the social side of a political system, software includes cultural invasion and psychological operation. So cyber attacks on government agencies could be a significant problem. Fifth, enhanced pathogens. So research in the pain and function of well-known disease including influenza, severe acute respiratory syndromes or SARS, and Middle East respiratory syndrome or MERS has been discontinued in the United States because to biosafety concerns. So positive effect of function studies include a better understanding of the virus and how to treat it. So this type of research, on the other hand, may increase mammalian transmission and virulence, outweighing the benefits. This could be a manner of exposing the infection to the general public with potential disastrous results. Sixth, non-lethal weapons. As their name suggests, are not designed to kill, yet they nonetheless raise ethical and policy concerns. So non-lethal weapons include laser missiles, blinding weapons, paint rays, acoustic weapons, electric weapons, hand rays, debilitating malodorants, and fumes and sprays. So non-lethal weapons may be employed more freely in instances where peaceful means are ineffective, but there is indiscrimination use could be construed as torture. So this can also be called force multipliers when used in conjunction with lethal weapons. 7. Robot swarms. So, some Harvard University academics are working on the construction of kilobots, a group of robots that can communicate with one another and execute simple tasks without the need for human interaction. So, the swarm nature of the social insects inspired this concept, which aims to use them in environmental cleanups or catastrophe response. So, the risk associated with this technology is that these robots have a proclivity for malfunctioning and causing hurt and accidents. 8. Artificial life forms. So synthetic biology is a new discipline of study, which is focuses on customizing synthetic life forms by putting synthetic DNA into an existing organism. However, this raises worries about the ethical and policy implication of this biology discovery. So the potential release of these artificial life forms into our environment is still fraught with safety concerns and risk factors. Because there is a synthetic organism that can treat ailments, it may be exploited in the future to produce biological weapons. 9. Resilient social ecological system. So the need to promote resilience in each nation's social and ecological system is critical. especially in the face of societal issues like poverty, economic globalization, and natural phenomena like climate change and natural catastrophe. Last, brain-to-brain interfaces. So as early as 2014, researchers at the University of Washington began testing a brain-to-brain interface. This would be an electroencephalography or EEG system, which is it helps to monitor brain activity in the sender, and a transcranial magnetic simultaneous coil to regulate movement in the receiver. So it allows the sender to guide communication without the use of voice. In the employment of such technology, ethical changes arise, including type of neurosecurity that can be utilized to avoid unintentional sharing or removal of information from an individual's brain, intellectual property of rights, and the sender-receiver culpability. That's all. Thank you.